There are two big events left this year, with one of them coming up here very soon. I've got the details for you. We'll talk XRP price. Why? Because stablecoins are booming. And the last time that happened, well, you know what happened to the alts. Now, stables are at an all-time high. With altcoin regs on the way, we've got a new Cftc frontrunner. We'll talk about price action and...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And your comments. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. Ooh, Mike Selig, lead contender for the Cftc. All we got left is Caroline Pham. Yeah, of the 5 bigs at the Cftc, all we have left is one person. The rest of them have all, quit. Caroline Pham. Just putting it out there. Heat map, yeah, we're pulling back from the highs as of late. Why? Because we don't have certain things resolved yet. We'll be range bound until then, but remember, just because the government shutdown is happening doesn't mean the rest of the things in crypto aren't happening. Like a 96% chance for a rate cut coming up when? Well, we'll get to it. Your comments. Alan McMaster says, happy Saturday, brother. Happy fourth quarter, yes. Saturday, I don't take days off. I'm here bringing you the news. You should hit that subscribe button. Give a brother a little bit of props. I'm working the weekends. Everybody's always working for the weekend. Raphael says, are the ETFs delayed because of the shutdown? The ETFs that have deadlines right now, like the Litecoin one, yes, they are delayed because they're working on a skeleton crew at the SEC and most major government agencies. So, because of that, it just pushes things out. Now, the ETFs that have further deadlines, like the big XRP ones that are later this month, as long as we get this stuff cleared, we should be good to go. Now, a lot of you have been asking in the comments, well, bro, a lot of these people were told, just take your submission that you have out, refile with the new one. The new one is the generic one. That's how they got that Rex Osprey one in. The thing with that is a lot of these people are right here, right at the finish line. And they don't want to rewrite the shit. So a lot of these players are going to let it go because they know it's just a matter of time. Government shutdown, you suck balls. Shopman8761 rounds it out and says, Coffee with Klaus sounds like a new channel name. Yes. Maybe a little bit of global news. Ooh, okay. It's red, but it's not as bad as you would think. We're so close to $3 on XRP. Bitcoin 121,062. ETH is 44.57. USDC market cap is growing along with USDT. We're going to talk about it. Why? Because the stablecoin market is booming to 300 billion, with people in the government saying, "Yo, now that we got regs, it's going to get to $3 trillion." Altcoin season, we're at 61 out of 100. Volume is really shrinking now. It's like a dude jumping into a cold pool. Ladies, don't tease him for that. It's just biology. Down 41% last 24 hours to $132 billion. What's going on? This is going on. Mike Selig is named a lead contender to chair the CFTC. According to Politico, Selig, a former partner at Wilkie Farr & Gallagher and one-time law clerk to ex-CFTC chair Christian Carlo, is reportedly pulling ahead of other candidates in the private selection process. Selig serves as the chief counsel of the SEC's crypto task force. He has experience in crypto policy making. This previous lead candidate for the CFTC chair, Brian Quintenas, was ousted. Why? Because the Winklevoss twins didn't like him. There you go. The Clarity Act, defining the market structure, is already passed in the House, but guess what? We're not getting that. We're going to get a new version. The CFTC will have a lot more influence either way. Why? Because most cryptos have been called not securities, which means they would fall under commodities. The stablecoin market boom, is booming to 300 billion. Total stablecoin supply has reached a new record of over 300 billion on Friday, marking a 46% year-to-date growth rate. Could you imagine if the altcoin market cap grew 46% year-to-date once we get regs? Do you know what that would do to the prices of some of your favorite cryptos out here? We would need a new color deeper than green. Why? Because 48% market cap for this whole thing, this whole blob to blow up 48% would be huge. The record comes at the start of October, historically the second best month for Bitcoin and alts, reinforcing investor optimism about a potential October rally. Stablecoin supply may have crossed $300 billion, but this is not the capital waiting in the sidelines. It is moving through the markets with purpose. Ooh. Transfer volumes are in the trillions each month. Velocity metrics show constant activity across networks. They're being used, not just held. This is capital at work, not capital on hold. I like that. That's a great statement. Stablecoins are settling trades, funding positions, and giving users dollar access where banks fall short. Yeah, and they got the regs. So since they got the regs, everything is booming. All right. Rate cuts. Yeah. just because, all right, just because the Fed is being stupid poo-poo, right? I'm sorry, the federal government is being stupid and lame. Doesn't mean other things don't happen. Right now, 96.2% chance that we're going to have a rate cut on the meeting the 29th of October. And remember, we only got 2 chances left this year, right? We got the meeting in October 29th and the one the 10th of December. No meeting in November. That's Thanksgiving. Okay, we chill out on Thanksgiving. So we got that coming up. We got CPI data coming up on the 15th. Probably not going to pay too much attention to that. We're thinking more about jobs market. That's what we're keeping an eye on, right? Recession fears. I mean, if inflation starts really like wriggling its ugly head on up, well, yeah, then we're going to have to pay more attention to it. But right now, 96% chance of a Fed rate cut, the meeting in the 29th. Overall, the crypto market is doing pretty good. This is the year-to-date column right here, okay? Only ones in the red are Doge, SWI, Avalanche, and HBAR in the top 20 for this year-to-date. That's crazy to think about. The rest of the market is in the green, with some of the market being heavily in the green. Hyperliquid up 102%, BNB up 63%, XLM up 17%. So there's some players out there making some serious moves. Now, I'm highlighting this because BTC is only 2% away from its all-time high, and we're waiting for the alts to move. But the problem is we've seen a little bit of stall with the altcoin season index sitting at 61 out of 100. So when we were like talking about regs and all that juicy stuff, the altcoins roared. Here, check this out, right? I'll tell a story. All this time right here, altcoin season going up. Why? Because we were talking about getting regs. Then when the government shutdown happens, you can't talk about regs anymore. You see the altcoins starting to slide. So what's going to happen when we start talking about regs again? Once the shutdown is done, we're going to start seeing the altcoins roar on back, which is good because we're going to be talking about market cap, which is good because we talked about stablecoins year to date being up 46.8% year to date growth. Could you imagine if all the cryptos on here were up 46%, instead of Doge being down 21, it was up 46%. Instead of TRX up 33%, that was up 46. Instead of Chainlink up 9.6%, it was up 46. Like, you see what I mean? That's a big thing, and that's what regs can do for you. So let's keep an eye out on regs. XRP, what's the story, Morning Glory? Well, got pushed back, getting close to 310 a couple times. The market ain't ready for it. We're going to float around that $3 mark, 285, until we figure out what's going on with the shutdown, because then that allows the policymakers to get to work. But remember, at the back of this month, government shutdown or not, okay, no matter what, we still got to do the Fed meeting. And right now they're saying, yo, you're going to get another quarter cut. That's 50 basis points in the last 2 meetings with one more meeting left. That is bullish for XRP. So it's no surprise you're going to see a bunch of volatility in the market, especially with government shutdown. I know, throw up. That was like tariff, right? Tariff like 3 months ago was, that's all we were going to hear. Now it's government shutdown. The thing is this. Government shutdown is what? Kicking the can down the road. So those ETFs with XRP by the end of the month, not worried. We've waited for how many years already? What would be a big deal if we waited a few more weeks? But remember, that's near the end of the month, 3rd week for those XRP ETFs. So we got some time, because once the government gets out of the shutdown, then everything gets refunded. The people come back to work. They go back to normal. So that rate cuts, bullish stuff. Kick the can down the road all you want. We know it's coming. Because look at stablecoins, right? I showed you how many examples of how stablecoins were. Look at the percentage of stories that I've shared with you recently compared to 2 years ago that are about stablecoins. Yeah, it's a shit ton. Why? Because they got regs, banks are using them, people are using them, and the money is growing 46% year to date. That's juicy. So cryptos get those regs, the altcoins specifically. What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, the market's going to warm up. It's going to become more juicy. What kind of juicy? Juicy like the flashing lights behind me. Oh, you can't see. Oh, you were hit by a flashbang. I'm sorry. Well, let me read them to you. Over this shoulder right here, it says choo choo. And over my head right here, it says bitches. If you say it all together, it says what? Choo choo bitches.